Hey guys, how y'all doing tonight? Well, this early morning, if you want to put it that way. Sorry, I'm keeping it down a little bit low because of the echo in the room here. But yeah, this is the Club 93, and guys, how y'all doing? And of course, wasn't sure if I was going to be able to be here for my, live review of Raw or SmackDown this week, but here I am. I got pretty good internet. Have my own room in my sister's apartment. So I'm still on vacation right now, but I was able to watch Raw live tonight, but I didn't go live right away after Raw ended because I was doing other stuff with my sister and her boyfriend uh for the rest of the night. And they already went to bed, so I thought I'd come up here and just give my thoughts on Raw. I'm not going to, of course, talk as much as I usually do, because I don't want to be able to. I want to get to bed because we have a couple things left planned for the last 2 days. I'm staying here down south in Corpus Christi, but I will be going home on Thursday morning. So depending on how tired I am, we'll judge if I'm doing the special live stream or not on Thursday. But I still wanted to come up and talk about Raw tonight again. I was able to watch it live, especially after I heard the announcement that Roman Reigns is going to be there live. To give us an update on his medical status with his leukemia diagnosis 4 months ago. So we'll get into that and talk about that again. I'm not going to talk about everything so in depth again because I'm I want to get to bed here. And again, in case you guys are wondering, I'm actually well, I've been sleeping in the office room in my sister's apartment. You can see there's a couple things behind me because my sister actually is a teacher and she does some online teaching stuff as well. And just see, I can show it off. Here's what I've been sleeping on for the past 4 nights and whatnot. Nice comfortable little air bed. But yeah, I'm here. So I'll probably be up here for Raw tonight and hopefully SmackDown tomorrow. About 205 Live, NXT UK, and NXT. May wait to do those till I get home. We'll on Thursday. We'll see what happens with that. But again, I'm getting to the airport really early on Thursday, so I'm gonna be really tired when I get home. So we'll see how those go when I get home. On Thursday, I'll do a trifecta, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, the trip's going well so far. Definitely gonna be able to explore a lot around Corpus Christi, where I'm at right now. I got to visit San Antonio yesterday, which I thought was a beautiful city. If you've not been to San Antonio yet, guys, definitely check it out. And also the fact that Raw ended at 10 o'clock for me tonight instead of 11 o'clock because I'm in the central time zone. I'm 1 hour behind from what I'm used to. But it was weird having Raw end at 10. I'm like, you know what? That could be more often. Sure, why not? But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to throw in there that the trip's going well. But again, I'll give my brief thoughts on Raw again. I don't want to talk, as long again because I'm tired. We have a few more things planned. We want to do before I go home on Tuesday. What's going on? On Thursday. What's going on, Mark? Not much, man. I mean, the trip's going pretty good, as I said. I just want to come up here and get my quick thoughts before I go to bed. Again, again, my computer's not updated with new time, but it's really 2 o'clock where I'm at now. But it's saying 3 o'clock back at home for me, so it's strange. But yeah, man, the trip's going pretty good, man. I look forward to definitely talk about this episode of Raw, which I thought was a pretty strong episode. Definitely one of the better episodes of Raw we've seen in quite a while, with the announcement of Roman Reigns, update on his health, to the shocking actions of Ronda Rousey tonight as well, which was kind of impressed, but also slight little nitpick with it, of course, as well. And of course, that ending segment got me more stoked for WrestleMania. I'm like, 40 more days, I will be there, and I cannot wait. It's weird, I'll be going home for a month, and I'll be going right back out on the road again a month later for WrestleMania. But hey, it's just a coincidence that happened, and I'm just having fun, and having a good old time. So let's get into this review real quick here. Again, I'm not going to talk, as much. I'll check the live chat whenever I can. But again, I just want to get my thoughts out of the way and then get straight to bed here. So let's get into this. Mark also said, it's good to see the big dog back. Oh, for sure. He also says the one announcement he hated is Nia and Tamina getting a tag title shot. How did they earn this besides just confronting them last week? I don't know. I just don't care about that match at all for Fastlane. I feel like Fastlane could be somewhat of a skippable show. Who the hell knows? We'll have to wait and see as we move on though for the last few weeks. So the first thing that happened on tonight's show is we got a recap of October 22nd, 2018, when Roman Reigns announced that his leukemia had returned and he was vacating the Universal title to take time off to deal with his illness. The show starts, it's dead silent, like here he comes, it's coming, and Roman's music hits, and the crowd just popped loud as we all expected. Like, singing back how, almost 2 years ago, he got one of the biggest, boos, like crowd of boos when he came out to start the Raw after WrestleMania 33 when he beat The Undertaker, and he was just booed to death big time. Of course, even that's like he said in his little speech telling us about his leukemia and whatnot. He admitted that it didn't matter how he reacted. He always appreciated that he gave him the reactions that he always which is what he wants is his reaction to the crowd, and he just thanks us for that as always. But anyways, the big dog comes out. He gets out there. He just high-fiving fans, shaking hands, give people hugs, including like his own family and his own mother who was there ringside, which I recognized from his from that 30-minute 24 special, the first WWE 24 special, I believe is on Roman Reigns, called Roman Reigns Never Alone. Pretty good. Definitely check it out. It was right around, he's getting ready to main event WrestleMania 31, of course. But we had just a lot of people just interrupting him. The welcome back chants are there. He says he's going to do it a lot, but he wants to thank us and that he really missed us. He's going to be ad-libbing a little, but he used to say this was his yard, but really it is our yard. He's a man of faith, and he's always believed in God, looking out for him, but he's not going to lie. Before his announcement in October, he was terrified. He was insecure and didn't really know if he wanted to share his secret with the world. He was scared to tell us because he didn't know how we would react. But by the time he got home and checked his social media, he saw how we got in touch with him and gave him so many thoughts, blessings, and prayers that he was overwhelmed. And once again, he wants to do, this won't be the last time, he thanked us, which of course I'm like thinking, oh, please tell me he'll mention, the autograph signs he's done the past couple of weeks, especially that one in Pittsburgh. They had 500 people there freaking waiting for him. I waved through and I shook that right hand of his, but a little excited over there. He was like, so many people prayed for him that God's voicemail was full, and he truly believes he was thinking really all this for one guy, and that's how strong it was to be surrounded by our love and grace. He could do anything with that kind of strength and love, and it gave him new purpose. Here in WWE, a lot of your purpose as a young superstar is to climb the mountain and reach the top. But for him, the only thing that's important now is the ability to step in the ring every single night. Which, I keep appreciating that fact that, when he made when he announced his, his leave of absence, and even that right there, how, this is not about championship, it's not about being at the top. This is about, again, this is not about him being, Vince's chosen one anymore. This is about a man who was literally fought for his life, again, for the second time in his life, was fighting a deadly disease that could definitely, if not treated, it could kill him. This is about a man who's making a statement saying that there is hope for people who has gone through, what he has gone through. And that's the exact simple story we need to tell now with the Roman Reigns character. If he can do that, he's going to use his platform to raise awareness to support those who are in need, just like he was. WWE also advertised this as an update. So you want to hear an update? He said, he says he was going to swing for the fences. We did better than that. We hit a home run. He's so grateful, humbled, and honored to announce that he is in remission. And the crowd popped. And with that being said, the big dog is back. And you can believe that. And one more time, he tells us thank you, and he loves us all. He leaves again, slapping hands, shaking hands to everyone. And apparently, it says here on KHIC's former WCW world champion and Nick Gage deathmatch survivor David Arquette was apparently in the crowd also. But as he's getting to the ramp, we hear the burn it down, and out comes Seth Rollins, and him and Roman embrace. I'm thinking, oh boy, they're going to bring out Dean and have like a full Shield in here, but they didn't bring out Dean, which I'm like, kind of curious there. We'll get to that, of course, in a little bit, but just an excellent and emotional opening speech. Again, like, this is Roman coming back saying, hey, it's not going to be how it was last time. This is about a man who literally just went through a battle, fought for his life, and did something that, some people, may not be able to come back to do. And yes, I will not be denied to say, for a while after Roman left, I was a little worried that this could be a work because, in 2018, WWE had just backed themselves to a corner with what to do to try to get Roman Reigns over. And as I said before, if WWE literally was going to go out of their way to pretend that Roman Reigns was sick with like a life-threatening illness just to get him sympathy, then I would have been done watching wrestling for good. Because you really stooped that low. But I think I finally got that satisfaction when he didn't come back at the Royal Rumble. Like, okay, this is not a work. The guy really is sick, and I wanted to believe the guy was sick, and I was praying for the guy. But I didn't want this to be WWE just doing this on purpose, just to make us fall in love with the guy, basically. It's not the case, and it does not look like, knock on wood, it does not look like that they're going to shove him right back to the main event scene, which is, good. Let Seth Rollins have that moment at WrestleMania when he defeats Brock Lesnar. Because even in the interview, from the Fallout interview I saw, it doesn't look like he's going to be getting into the back of the ring immediately. I mean, he did get some, action a little bit later on, but but it looks like he's going to slowly going back. But I don't see him being thrown into the main event at WrestleMania, of course, right now. Again, if that happened, I'm like, okay, come on, guys, like, I get it. I'm pretty sure, if like that was Finn Balor or someone else, I'd want to see them, get that main event spot back. But again, he had that history, but throw that history aside. Screw the past 4 years. Again, this is a man who literally was fighting for his life again. And I've gained so much respect for, what this man has said and done since that night. Again, the guy flat out just wants to make a statement that, he's not going to be about him being the top dog. It's not going to be about him winning championships. It's going to be about someone who, is able to have the courage to step up to the plate and then, not quit and battle with something that, again, could be fatal for sure. That and, just the respect I have for him for, he came out like 15 minutes late at that autograph signing I was at a few weeks ago. He still stayed, longer to sign autographs. And he even was cool with having the rest of the crowd go through and shake the man's hand. I've always respected what the guy can do. I was tired of the WWE just booking him in a way of him coming out and saying, hey, screw you all. Well, not him. Vince saying, hey, screw you all. This is how it's going to be done, such as the Royal Rumble 2017 when it came out number 30, which I did drive past the Alamo Dome. And I saw the Alamo Dome when I was in San Antonio the other day. Pretty awesome sight to see, of course, as I said before. But if they just book Roman Reigns as himself, it's a shame that he became a babyface finally by, beating a life-threatening illness. But the guy has the story behind him now. The guy has a reason to people want to cheer for him. And it's not just the fact that he got sick. It's the way he handled it and the message he's trying to send to people. And that's how you can probably book a babyface now. Eventually, yes, he's going to be Universal Champion again. And you know what? I hope he gets there someday because he definitely deserves it. Just not against Brock Lesnar again. Have Seth Rollins have that moment to dethrone Brock Lesnar again. You want to make Roman champion again, just book him right, and that's all I care about. You don't, don't keep shoving him. I mean, hey, if he's in WrestleMania 36 main event, I won't be too upset. They're not gonna. Doesn't sound like they're gonna, change the plans as because Roman's back. But again, I'm happy the guy's healthy again. Again, I was saying for months I would do anything to have Roman hear that music play again, have Roman come out and say he's healthy again. Because again, whether you love the character or hate the character, you never want to see the man, like, in a bad position like that for sure. And of course, we had a little more with Roman later on, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But that's how we open up the show with that amazing announcement from Roman Reigns saying that he is healthy again. Let's see, continue on here. We had some promo vignettes, video packages. I'm sorry, for Aleister Black and Ricochet, who was in a tag team match with the Revival, and Black and Ricochet won, which I thought was a solid match. But again, my problem with this is, okay, back-to-back weeks, we have 4 of the biggest stars in NXT coming up to the main roster, and back-to-back weeks, they beat the Raw Tag Team Champions. The matches were good. Oh, they were bad. They were good matches, but my thing is why are we having these guys having the Revival putting people over now when they're still the tag team champions? Makes it kind of weak. Solid showing, but again, I'm hoping and starting to worry they don't go ahead and overexpose these guys, because I read somewhere that apparently Vince feels there's no true stars on this roster. That's why he brought up some bigger names in NXT. Okay, so Seth Rollins is not a star. Finn Balor is not a star. AJ Styles is not a star. Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston for Crown had that great performance in the Elimination Chamber last week, but apparently there's no stars. That's why Vince brought them all up, which is really stupid. So I don't know. So again, that was a solid match, but again, quit having the Revival putting people over as tag team champions. Backstage, Corbin is being interviewed, addressing about what he made about Roman Reigns' leukemia back when he was GM, blaming us for living in the past, and claims he never said those things, which is false. He did. When he's told footage exists, he claims he was stressed and taken out of context. When he was asked if his responsibilities were hard in fighting leukemia, he says he hopes their paths don't cross, which, of course, that would change kind of later on tonight. We see Shawn Michaels and Jay Gargano backstage as they're getting ready for the red carpet for Ric Flair's 70th birthday celebration, which we got at the end of the show tonight. We get like a birthday greeting from Snoop Dogg. Here's probably one of my least favorite parts of the show, though. Probably my least favorite. We have Elias in the ring again, getting ready to play music, when Lacey Evans does her thing where she comes out and she leaves again. Elias goes to play again. Dean Ambrose comes out, which I'm like, oh, it's Dino. Again, I'm surprised, nothing happened with him in the Shield earlier. He comes out saying he's feeling good, thinking about the past, and he's got positivity in his veins and feels dangerous. He wants a rematch against Drew McIntyre, but he wants it to be no DQ. Elias Jim's playing, and Dean asks if he's trying to play him something or play him off or something, and Elias says Atlanta is fascinating, and that disparages our sports team. Ambrose says he's a big fan and came out to request a song. He starts name songs, and he mentions Dirty Deeds, to which Elias says he can play whatever he likes, and then he goes to attack Dean, but then Dean kicks him in the guts' Dirty Deeds. And then Elias rolls over and recovers. Then the Riot Squad interrupts him. And again, it's just, now it's driving me nuts that they turned him heel again. Not only they turned him heel, but they're preventing him from saying he wants to walk with Elias. He's a sabotaging the crowd. He's doing typical stuff that Rusev Day was doing before they finally turned Rusev Day face last year, which drives me crazy. And then this whole thing with Lacey Evans just walking out and walking away. I'm not buying into it. I'm not buying into it. They're going to over-push her just because she's tall, blonde, beautiful, blue eyes. They're going to over-push her. I know it's going to happen, and I'm just preparing myself for it, but I just already know they're making me hate her, and I think what she's doing is stupid. And once again, EC3 was on main event, and he lost to Apollo Crews. Because why? All these NXT call-ups before the past 4 we got last week are just nothing. They're nothing right now, and that's a shame. It means that if they're nothing, they should not have been called up in the first place, except for maybe Heavy Machinery. Heavy Machinery actually has some type of momentum going for sure. Before the next match, we had we had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on the red carpet for Ric Flair's 70th birthday. We had Ronda and Natalia taking on the Riot Squad's Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan. Didn't really care too much about this match. The interesting part, though, about this match came towards the end when Becky Lynch came through the crowd on one crutch. And Natalia tried to tell Becky, well, Becky, don't do this. But then Becky did, punch Natty in the face, knocks her down. And then agents hit the ring trying to break things up. Then Becky and Ronda start brawling with each other through the security. They come out and they arrest Becky and they get her out of stage. But then when we come back from break, we see officials helping Natalia to the back. But then Ronda returns to the ring and calls out Vince himself. Stephanie, though, comes out, and Ronda says she knows she's here to do his bidding, so she'll cut to the chase. She wants Becky reinstated, and she's at her wit's end. Steph says that getting reinstated is the least of her problems because Lynch has been arrested. Ronda wants the charges dropped and tells Steph to go tell her daddy and get it done. She says that doesn't know how many times she has to do it, but I need to remind you, your opponent is Charlotte at WrestleMania. It's not how she wanted it, and it's not how the McMahons wanted it, but Becky is a loose cannon, unprofessional, and Becky did this to Becky Lynch. So instead of being on the road to WrestleMania, she's on the road to jail. Ron says Becky's back in the match, and that's best for business. Everybody wants her as Charlotte. And wants her, Becky, and Charlotte as the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania. She implores Stephanie to think about what that means to her daughters, and Flair apologizes and says, Stephanie apologizes and says the answer is a hard no. But then Ronda's like, well, that's not good enough. She demands Becky be reinstated as right now. Steph says, asks who she thinks she's talking to and points out she's her boss and Ronda works for her. Vince is right, she says, and nobody is bigger than WWE. Once again, letting your egos get to your head, of course. Ronda says she doesn't control her and she's not like everyone else. She bled enough to be fed for life. She's not her worker. She's Ronda Rousey and she's the Raw Women's Champion and will carry that title against the best of the best. But if just is defending against the chosen, it's just a belt, and she can't endorse Stephanie violating the title. Vince says he makes all the tough decisions. Well, it's time for him to make the right decision. And then she sets the title down and leaves without it. So interesting enough that, again, Ronda Rousey is now, I guess, with Becky Lynch constantly, causing raids and whatnot, or basically just interrupt, walking into, shows while she's still suspended and whatnot. Obviously, is pushing Ronda Rousey over the edge. She wants the match because she knows it's what everyone wants, and she knows that it's what's best for business. And mentioning, hey, I'm not just going to fight your chosen one to please everyone. Basically, the only problem I have this again is that I still wish that something that Becky said or did would be the reason why I get her back in the match. And I want this to be like, oh, I care about Becky and I want her to fight me. I was like, no, I'm tired of Becky Lynch trying to get in here and play the mind games with me, and I want to be able to kick her ass, basically, is what Ronda wants to say. And I want to have this doing this because, the crowd wants, like, no. It's not how the story was before Charlotte got inserted into the match. That's what I'm saying. But I do, again, it's one of these things where, I appreciate WWE trying to tell a good story, but still not 100%, digging me because of these little nitpicks. But it's still good. And it's, again, sometimes I can't rant on the WWE for doing it. It's just something that they're doing that isn't 100% working, but is somewhat working. Though still all in the same time. So Ronda walks out. Who knows if she if she gets vacated of the Raw Women's Championship. We'll have to wait and see what happens, of course, in the upcoming weeks leading to WrestleMania. So I'm very interested to see where this goes. Boy. And then we have, first we had Stone Cold Steve Austin have a pre-recorded message for Ric Flair's 70th birthday. We see Stephanie and Triple H walking backstage with the women's belt in their hand. Then we have the Singh brothers in there talking about Flair's birthday, asking what has Ric Flair ever accomplished? A lot more than you have, buddy. Uh, he's mad he wasn't invited, saying you can't have a celebration of the modern day Maharaja. That's why he's using open challenge to any superstar that was invited to the party. Um, and of course, out comes Kurt Angle to set the open challenge. The match was what it was. Again, just Kurt's just not in the best shape anymore, in my opinion. If he wants to do a retirement match at WrestleMania, fine. You know what? I'll respect that. But after that, it's like, Kurt, you gotta strongly consider maybe hanging up the boots. I mean, again, I love the guy. All respect. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm glad I got to meet him last year. But every time I see him in the ring, he's slow. He looks fatigued. He looks old. And I'm just like, think it's time you step away, Kurt. Like, all due respect. So, yeah, that match was what it was. At least Kurt won, and Jenner didn't beat him. We then have Alexa Bliss host a Moment of Bliss with Finn Balor as a special guest. I'm like, please no Nia Jax. Please don't no Nia Jax. Please no Nia Jax. And to be honest, this was probably one of the better editions of a Moment of Bliss. Alexa comes out and says bye to Ronda and tells her not to let the red carpet hit her in the butt on the way out. She says that as champion, she'd never disrespect the title like that. But if the manager looking for someone they can rely on, they know where to find her. Finn Balor comes out. She congratulates him on the win. But it's a shame the belt covers up his beautiful abs. And Finn asks, are you trying to make him blush? She offers the deal. He's like, you show me your abs and I'll show you my. And then, of course, Leo Rush has to interrupt the best part. I'm like, oh, dang it, what's this doing? I don't know, guys. For some reason, with, Alexa Bliss being caught, not completely, dressed backstage for a Moment of Bliss a couple weeks ago. And now, it seems like she's getting a little flirty here. So I don't know if they're trying to, give her a little bit of a different gimmick as, she's just slowly getting back into the ring, whatnot, with her concussion symptoms. I thought she had good performance in the Royal Rumble. I was pleased with that. So I'm really curious where they're going with this as well, trying to make Alexa Bliss, a little more flirty, basically. So it kind of interests me a little bit because, Alexa Bliss she's got the looks, as you all know. Just ask Buddy Murphy. Just kidding, gotta go there. But Leo Rush comes out, still looking down depressed. Here, Peace says last week, see how Finn doesn't deserve to be champion. Bobby Lashley does. But Balor says if Bobby wants to challenge him for the title, he knows where to find him, even though, once again, rematches have to be earned and not just handed. Leo says Lashley's getting ready for Strowman, which means Finn has to answer to him. He's not leaving until he gets the title back, even if he has to pry it out of his hands himself. But then Balor's like, did you just challenge for the title to prove that you're better than Bobby? Rush denies it, but Finn accepts the challenge anyways. This makes sense. Balor beat Leo for the title. Shouldn't he want to be the one to challenge back? And then it was made official. But then Alexa accuses Leo of not being man enough to get the job done by himself, and that's enough to goad him into accepting, and says he knows he can beat Balor. His leather jacket and his tidy whiteys, so he's going to go prepare. But Bliss tells him the match is right now, apparently. So one moment, Alexa's being heel, now she's being a face. I don't know what's going on, but this was a decent segment. I gotta give to that. We didn't have another video from Maria Menounos wishing Ric Flair happy birthday, and we also see some red carpet footage of Titus O'Neil and the Hall of Famer himself, Sting, which I'm like, awesome, sweet. So we have Finn Balor and Leo Rush put on a solid Intercontinental Championship match. Balor did, hurt his knee point this match, and then sometime in this match, and Leo Rush did take advantage of it. Balor did eventually retain with the coup de grace. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe this is teasing, if they're not going to turn Buddy Murphy face, maybe this is teasing a Leo Rush face turn with, Bobby Lashley getting rid of him, even though I feel for the microphone skills, Bobby Lashley does need Leo Rush. Maybe he's going to turn Leo face, and he's going to feud with Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. But Balor wins the coup de grace. Then we see backstage, we see Tucker Knight running to the Ascension, calls him fresh meat, and asks him where Otis is before, suggesting he's dumpster diving for cheeseburgers. Tucker tells him to watch what they say because Dozer has a temper and he's very sensitive, to which the Ascension calls him fat. Otis still rolls up, and Knight informs what they have been saying. And then Dozer fills with rage and blasts both of them into the road cases. He tells them that's what you get for messing with heavy machinery. So again, heavy machinery out of those 6 original call-ups from months ago are the only ones feel actually have got some decent momentum going for everybody else. Nope. We see Bobby Lashley chewing out Lio Rush for getting himself a title shot and losing. He tells Lio he had one job and he can't be worried about him if he's going to go out there and fight Strowman. He asks Rush if he can trust him and gets a positive answer before they come out, I think, their entrance. Lashley attacks Strowman during his entrance and clubs him against the ropes. They continue to double T on him, but Strowman eventually, blasts Lio and Lashley outside the ring, and the match never happened. So that was weird. Then we see Seth Rollins being interviewed backstage, saying he's got extra pep in his step. He's been thinking about Brock constantly the last few weeks, and WrestleMania is the biggest match of his life. He promises he's going to leave the title, but tonight, all this is almost secondary because his brother is back. Roman is in remission, and they're going to celebrate with an ice cold beverage, and he's going to burn it down in a different way. So we thought this is going to be, we're going to be seeing them, but lo and behold, that was not the case. Ric Flair arrives with his wife, Wendy. We get a nice video package about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for being Black History Month, which I thought was a very good and emotional video package. Then we see Dean Ambrose take on Drew McIntyre in a no DQ match. Solid match, I thought, but once again, Elias comes out and Dean Ambrose loses again. Not as easily as last week, but again, he loses. But afterwards, there's a 4-on-1 beatdown as Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley joins in. But then out comes Seth Rollins with a chair, and then Roman Reigns. And they pretty much take out the other 4. But they didn't help Dean up. They stare down Dean as he helps himself get to one knee, and then we go to break. We didn't see them run to each other again, but I think it was okay. If they're mad at Dean, then why did they go out there and help them? Or was that it was weird, but I do find it interesting again that they're not acknowledging Dean's presence. Because I don't know if they're going to have him just fully reunite after Seth wins the Universal Championship at WrestleMania before he leaves, or if they do reunite, that's where they press the reset button and the Dean Ambrose heel turn and try again. As I said, but my turn last week, I posted, is this Dean Ambrose just saying he's leaving, but he's really not leaving? He's going to trick us and just to get heat on him. That way they can kind of work backstage with the heel character. He's more he's more meant to be, and they're gonna the reset button and try again after WrestleMania. I don't know why again. If Roman and Seth aren't going to forgive Dean right now, why are they out there, saving him basically from that 4-on-1 beatdown, which I find interesting. But I also forgot to mention about Roman also. Apparently I read also somewhere that if he was healthy, he was trying to back out going to Crown Jewel as well, which also, I gotta say, gave me a little more respect for him as well. We have Bayley take on Nia Jax, which we used to see this match a lot when the brand split first happened and Bayley first came up to main roster. But gotta say, besides their London match, it's probably their best match. I thought it was good. Again, Bayley's been looking a lot better in the ring lately. I've been pretty impressed, and she wins the dive and elbow drop. And then we are going to be getting a tag title match with Sasha and Bayley taking on Nia Jax and Tamina at Fastlane. I don't care, but we're gonna have a match happen anyways. Again, get to the WrestleMania where I predict them to face Trish and Lita, which I feel should happen. It'd be a dream for these girls definitely to have that match for sure. So we'll see what happens at WrestleMania. And finally we get our ending. It was supposed to be a celebration for Ric Flair's 70th birthday. All the superstars are on the stage. Triple H then runs down, everything that happened on Raw tonight with Roman returning, Ronda laying the title down, Becky going to jail, But this all ends with, the celebration of the 70th birthday of the greatest of all time, Ric Flair. Steph introduced some special guests with Shawn Michaels, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Kurt Angle, and last but not least, Sting. Triple H says there's not a whole lot more to add to what's been said about Rick over the years, and he says he's limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun. So rather than talk about him, he wants to look at what's causing all this, and you see a video package. I was also surprised that it didn't show Charlotte showing up. Like, when I saw this, I thought, oh, this is going to be when, Becky shows up, ruins the celebration, and it sets up for maybe that match at Fastlane. A lot of people are predicting that, which I still predicted Becky and Nia just for some fresh. We've seen Becky beat Charlotte how many times, and wouldn't Becky want to get her full compass on Nia? But that's not happening now because Nia's in the tag title match, and I don't care about that. But then, after the video package, Steph unveils a custom gold World Heavyweight Championship belt, which they should have, brought this back for whenever the brands would return in 2016, but they didn't. But then they give the big introduction for Ric Flair, and his music plays, but then Rick does not come out. I'm like, huh? What's going on here? Cut backstage. There's a man dragging a cameraman to Ric Flair's locker room. The man turns around to the camera, tells him to wait here, and it was no other than Dave Batista. Batista, for the first time, well, besides Raw 1000, for the first time in 5 years, is back in WWE. And we all know what this is setting up for. He goes to the dressing room, slams the door, opens it back up a few seconds later, dragging Ric Flair unconscious. And all he says was, "Hey, Hunter, do I have your attention now? Huh?" And he just smiles and he walks away. Triple H runs backstage to check on Ric Flair, and Batista was nowhere to be found. So, other than the fact that Batista had that awkward-looking blue nose ring, this got me pretty pumped. I'm like, wow. I mean, I had heard, Batista in plenty of interviews over the past several years mention that, he would like to come back again someday. He says, but he feels like it would be for his retirement, and he would want to have a match with Triple H, which, to me kind of makes sense coming full circle. Triple H is the one that got his career started, basically, fueled him up. Triple H, storyline was the reason why Batista kayfabe quit in 2014 after Evolution was clean swept by the Shield. So why wouldn't he want to come after Triple H, basically? So I guess the match is on. I worry the match is going to get canceled at first because of Triple H's torn pectoral muscle. He suffered at Crown Jewel. But it looks like the match is still on, as Batista makes his big surprise return tonight, attacks his former mentor, basically, and now is coming for the game. So we'll have to wait and see in the next couple of weeks what happens with this, but I'm very excited about this, and hopefully we will definitely see Triple H and Batista at WrestleMania 35, which I'll be able to witness live, and, he's in good shape. Triple H keeps staying in good shape, even though the past couple of matches he's had starting to show that age is starting to catch up with him a little bit. Hopefully, it should be a good match. But yeah, guys, that is it for Raw. Again, 11 votes. 55% say A, 36% said B, 9% say C. No one said D or lower. I'm gonna give this a B+. Really strong episode, for sure. I'll check the live chat in just a second. Of course, really strong episode again. Roman being healthy again. Again, he's probably not going to be getting, gone back to the top right away, which I think is the right move to do for sure. And of course, Batista's big return, and even, Ronda Rousey's, little, statement made as well. So definitely an interesting show. Give it a B+. Check the comment section pretty much. Let's see who we got here. Because maybe he's in a Shield reunion, maybe. Wonder if, was on TNQ Power saying, Wonder WrestleMania will end with the Shield reunion and Rollins as new champion, which would be nice. Although, again, I feel, it should be ending with that women's match still. Yeah, as far as Dean didn't come out either. It probably made sense with the recent history. Happy for Roman and welcome back for sure. Will Vince please stop having Lacey Evans walking down up the ramp, not saying anything, which again, they need to stop doing that. We got little Fettuccine 69 saying power rank the top 5 superstars after tonight's episode. After tonight's episode, well, Batista definitely is up there. Ronda. Bailey got to get some rub to as well. Oh boy, who else? Drew McIntyre and I guess Roman. And even if one include Seth in there, sure thing. Any predictions for tomorrow night? Not too sure yet. Will you please just add Becky to the match already? I agree. I'm hearing the rumors about Owens and Bryan as well, which cool. A Finn and Owens feud would be awesome as well, though. Lacey Evans versus Asuka at Fastlane. It's probably going to be Asuka and Lacey, Asuka and Mandy, but I'm not crazy about having Lacey Evans get a title shot yet. Who do you think Asuka will face at Mania? Again, I personally, I put in my match card. I want it to be Kairi Sane, but it may not happen. But that's what I put in my predicted card. What are the plans for R-Truth's U.S. Championship run? Probably to drop it to Almas very soon, guys. Say that way, him and Ray can have a match at Mania for the U.S. title. I hate Leah Rush for that. I wanted to know what she was going to show. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to know also. It is still past Leo's bedtime for sure. Favorite Ric Flair match? Probably is his last match in WWE with Shawn Michaels. That was awesome. Thumbs up for Flirty Bliss. Love it. Either Flair versus Sting Clash of the Champions or Flair versus Steamboat. For sure they had good matches as well. Ric Flair versus Jay Lethal. Haven't seen that one. Mark gave Raw an A. I'll have to watch this Raw episode for sure. TN Couponer. Gonna enjoy the rest of your trip. Be careful getting back home for sure. Hopefully I will be back up here tomorrow night for SmackDown to talk again. To talk again about SmackDown tomorrow. Again, I should be able to again, but 205 Live, NXT UK, NXT. I may wait till Thursday when I get home. But yeah, guys, I have 2 more days here down south. But it was great coming up here and talking with you guys again. I hope I'll be back up here sometime tomorrow. And I also talk about my thoughts on SmackDown. But yeah, a lot happened for sure. B+, Roman's healthy and back again, which I'm happy to see. Batista's back. Again, Ronda's making a statement. So we're definitely cooking up for WrestleMania 35 for sure. 40 days away till I'll be sitting in East Rutherford, New Jersey, having a blast. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining me for this live review. Again, I will hopefully be back up here tomorrow for my SmackDown review. If you haven't done so yet, check out my recently printed match cards for WrestleMania 35. We also got not WrestleMania 35, well, WrestleMania 35, Fastlane, and TakeOver New York predictions as well. Check out other odds to come again when I get back from my trip later this week. I will be back on schedule with my other little, odds and ends as well. So stay tuned for all to come, guys. Slide like on a video, subscribe more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, DemandRunning3. And guys, I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow night for my SmackDown reviews. Until then, guys, stay classy. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.